So this is just a video explaining the last video and who's the victim and stuff. So, hello. This crazy person in this video is my mom.
Oh, no, please, please, please. Oh my God, please hit me. I am dying for you to hit me right now. Please hit me. Please hit me. Help! I'm being attacked by a 70-year-old woman.
If you don't believe me, you can look at previous videos from years ago. I'm in them. For even more proof, this is the driveway that all happened in the video. I had access to this account for years, but I don't use it. This is basically a video explaining the truth, and almost everything this woman I barely know says is all a lie. So it all started when we moved in. My mother didn't have enough money to pay for our rent in our homes, so we moved into our grandparents' house. It was cool. I moved to my grandparents' house, and it was cool until things started to take a turn. My mother started acting selfish and started being more mean and selfish towards my grandparents. She would act like it was her house and she bought it. Eventually, it got so bad that she could be good one day but bad the next. She would steal things from my grandmother and grandfather and ask for a lot of money all the time. She would randomly take my grandmother's car without permission, and she would drive me to school and use that as an advantage to steal the car all day. My grandmother would start My grandmother started getting mad whenever my mother would steal the car, but my grandmother would be too scared to do anything about it because she doesn't know what my mother can do. For context, my grandfather passed away 2 years ago when my mother was acting out, so it wasn't part of the grieving process or anything. So it all started when my mother snuck her boyfriend into a room for the basement to live there. Oh my god. So it all started when my mother snuck her boyfriend into her room in the basement to live there without my grandmother knowing. He lived there for at least 2 days before my grandmother caught on and tried to tell him to leave. They barricaded themselves inside their room and proceeded to take things from the kitchen when my grandmother was out. The reason my grandmother didn't do anything was because, again, she was too scared of what my mother could do. My mother tried to harass my grandmother whenever she could, not physically, mentally. It didn't end well. This video was one of the times she harassed my grandmother in the driveway. Eventually, my grandmother got so sick of this, she called the police and got her boyfriend out. But when she did, though, my mother went with him, saying that she kicked us out. And my grandmother said my mother could stay. A week later, my mother's boyfriend came back to get his stuff. He apologized sincerely towards the actions of my mother because she lied to him and told him that my grandmother was a crazy B-word. So he got his stuff and went. Before he went, though, he left a note under my keyboard. It was from my mother saying that she would rescue me, and that's the last time I heard from her. She's gone now, and me and my grandmother are safe. This video was just to point out that the video that my grandmother getting harassed was wrong. If you're on my mother's side, what is wrong with you?